Alright, rear U-joint replacement. Of course, first thing you gotta do is get the drive shaft out of the vehicle. That's not really too hard. 4 bolts. There's another one under here. And I always stick a pry bar back in between here and then hit it backwards towards the engine of the vehicle. It usually pops loose. I always leave the bolts in just so it doesn't fall on me when it finally breaks loose. But, once the drive shifts out, then we can replace this U-joint. And this one's in pretty bad shape. So try to show you here. So it's a little stiff this way and super loose this way. And every time you put the vehicle in reverse or drive, you can hear it clunk. And this U-joint, it's kind of hard to see on the camera. There you can see it cut in one of the seals. There you go. You see that move? Right there. So, yeah, this one's shot. So first thing, got to get these retaining rings out. So I'm going to hit these with WD-40, get them soaking pretty good. Pull these rings out, and then get this U-joint out. Alright, so got the snap rings out. It's pretty simple. These fit in here. Squeeze it together. Pair of needle nose. Once it comes free, get around one of the edges, pick it out. Still a little pick. Be careful they don't fly in your face. They're in a lot of tension. So I got all 4 of those out. What I'm going to do is, in order to press this out, I'm going to need a small socket that will fit inside here. On the opposite end, I'm going to use a large socket that fits around this surface right here. And then I'm going to use a C-clamp to tighten the C-clamp down, and that'll push this to the opposite side and push the other side out. And generally once the other side comes out, you can get this side out pretty easily. So I'm going to set that up right now, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Alright, I'll show you what I got. Got this part off the drive shaft. So here you can see the U-joint still in there. Man, that is stiff. Now, this whole U-joint was shot. It's in bad shape. Now you can see a seal broke. This one's all stretched out. But a little trouble. There's the caps off these 2 ends. A little trouble getting them out of here. You can see it's pretty rusted. A lot of WD-40, and I was using a C-clamp and some sockets. And that's what I'm getting ready to do here. And brand new C-clamp, and I bent it. So I had to go get, this is an old 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive extension. Used to be my grandpa's. He had it homemade, but it works really well to fit this piece. There. It fits right in there, and then you can hammer on it. Big hammer. And that's what I had to use to bust these loose, but now I have to use a C-clamp and a socket. Try to force that the rest of the way out. So I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so here's what we got. C-clamp large 1 1/16 socket. You put that socket around the edge of the U-joint, and the C-clamp, C part down here, and the round part on the threads goes inside this part of the housing. So what we're going to try to do is force the U-joint that direction until we force that cap out the end, and then we can turn this clamp around and do the same thing on the opposite side, or depending on how close it is, we can just drive it through this other side. That all depends on whether or not the yoke part comes out. So we'll start cranking on this and see what happens. There it is. It's out. Some needle bearings there. Now, these are the caps. As you can see, 3 of them were shot. 1 completely shot. And each end of the U-joint. There was only 1 cap, this one here, that was still operational, I guess, or as it should have been. A lot of rust inside that one too, so I don't know if I just got a cheap one or what the deal was. 2 of them didn't even have any bearings left in them. This one had some bearings left in it, but half of them were chewed down to little nubs like that. So next is putting the new one in.